Good morning. I am Nikhil Gumbhir, and as the President of the Graduate Student Board of this campus, and on behalf of the ISB PGP class of 2017, I would like to welcome you all to the graduation ceremony of our class. I would like to thank Nirmala Sitharaman, Honorable Minister of State, Independent Charge for Commerce and Industry, Government of India, for gracing this occasion. Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you here. It seems like only yesterday that we were experiencing one of the most hectic weeks on campus before all the mega assignment hell weeks, the orientation week. From feeling intimidated knowing that we were going to spend the next 1 year among the brightest minds of the country to anxiously receiving gyan from the outgoing class under the steaming sun. I still remember running helter-skelter during the treasure hunt trying to find Pushpagiri in the student village lawns. Eventually, I would come to know that Pushpagiri is one of our lecture theatres where some of the world's finest professors have redefined our perspective of the world. Before we could all start feeling homesick, we formed a new family, our study groups and our section mates. We toiled through more than 150 cases and over 250 quizzes and assignments, not just by enlightening peer-to-peer sessions, but also with coffee from the LRC. Bombay sandwiches from the ever-smiling Sukhi Bhaiya at Juju's. And impromptu faffing on campus gossip. But it was not all exams and assignments, was it? From QT's Arbit CP on Porter's forces, to the chants of Mar ke Peet ke, Band Bajane Aayi, Jeetenge Hum Bar Bar, and Baki Sare Go To, we found our teams to ignite our competitive spirits, including a certain enthusiast of a New Zealand-based war cry also known as Haka. Section sports and ISL gave the athlete in each of us an opportunity to shine. When we needed some real ghar ka pyar, we dressed in our best traditional clothes at IKEA, an event where students form bonds with families from the Tri-City area. The performances by the social clubs at this event were stunning. This is when we realized that the calculating fingers of one of our chartered accountants can also be used to strike melodious chords on a piano. And that the strategic thinking of our very own Bain consultant can enact a play on civic sense. Today, when we bid goodbye to this campus, we will be taking back memories of these wonderful families who pampered us throughout this year. When our backs were against the wall during case preps, mock interviews and resume reviews, we let our hair loose during monsoon traffic light and Diwali parties, red obviously being the dominant color. This is also when we saw a certain quizzing South Indian finance professor dance to the rhythm of Bhangra, demonstrating camaraderie between students and faculty outside the classroom at ISB. A special thank you to the families, especially the SFA, for putting up with our noise and being our pillar of strength. We put up our flagship events, Equinox, Advaita, Bandhan and ILS. From having a record number of alumni visit, to winning the most number of pan-India competitions, to live streaming the Honorable Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu, the class of 17 set new highs. But biggest of all, we were honored to host Honorable President Shri Pranab Mukherjee for our 15-year celebrations. As placements and the cold Mohali winter drew closer, we kept warm by nervously sweating in our dapper best, attending PPTs and company interviews. Our foremost competitive spirit to crack jobs did not stop us from creating new highs of collaboration as we hosted our 625 Hyderabadi friends. Moving from, hello Mohali, can you hear me, over TP, to the first and only time that every single student of this class was on one place, prompting a certain blogger friend to truly realize the one school, two campus relationship. As the winter got colder and attending 8 AM classes became difficult in the blinding fog, we found ourselves huddled together around bonfires, karaoke nights, and the presents under the Christmas tree from Secret Santa. We extended our teamwork beyond the campus too, conquering peaks in McLeodganj, Kasoli, Ladakh, Meghalaya, Sikkim, and Bhutan. Finally, when spring came, we relished meals made by some of our finest cooks during campus tycoons, splashed color during Holi, dressed up looking silly in Comic-Con, and blessed the conversion of a set of bachelor degrees into the first ever class marriage certificate. For me, The pinnacle of the year was right at the end when earlier this week we learned that our class donated the highest ever amount in the history of ISB, raising over 55 lakhs across both campuses. Give yourself an applause, class of 17. We've begun a wonderful trend. As we look around this beautiful campus one last time, the names of Vikramshila, the hub, the atrium, the infinity corridor, and Sarovars Chola, Dal and Dal Panchmel have been etched in our hearts and will reverberate as our second home. As we embark on a journey into the real world as tomorrow's leaders, we must remember that we have a shared responsibility, the responsibility to give back to India and the world. As part of the ISB Alumni Association, we must mentor and spawn more young leaders through principles that the school has inculcated in us, moving out of one's comfort zone, leading by influence and not authority, and standing up for what is right and ethical. As a class, we must promise to improve society and be the change we want to see. To conclude, I would like to share an anecdote that demonstrates our transformation here at ISB. At a fun game called Dog and the Bone, with our section mates cheering us on, one player grabbed the bone and ended up in safe territory, only to realize that she sought refuge in the opposite team's side. Moral of the story being that sometimes when it involves team effort, we lose our ego and become a part of the united spirit that surpasses the individual and embraces the collective whole. From हमसे ना हो पाएगा to दो के हमसे सब eventually हो ही गया. Each one of you, class of 17, has proven that the sky is the limit. It is now time to go out, make your mark, and seize the day. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent you. It's been an absolute privilege. I will see each one of you back here during Equinox under our gazebo. Thank you, and the GS